Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol LDSR. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like you this time frame. Think does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. Did this analysis on Friday, so that's where these red and green line annotations are coming from. And after today's price movement, definitely some updates here need to be made. But before I go any further, I do want to note that from a presentation standpoint, this chart is somewhat tricky to talk about because of all the perspective that goes into it. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader and you bought right there and you wanted to sell within 15 minutes after buying, then yeah, for you, the chart looks pretty rough. Now, if you care about the big picture of things, I get it. There's been a pullback today. But from the big picture, the bulls still have plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. And as long as you have higher bases being built over longer periods of time, that's how those long-term uptrends are constructed. I am going to be talking about things from a big picture perspective. So if I sound crazy calling something bullish, my guess would be you just had a much different strategy and perspective going into the trade. So from that perspective, though, I did do this video recently, in fact, on Friday. So that's where these green and red line annotations are coming from. And some updates here need to be made on that front. First, I'm going to do is a little house cleaning, just get rid of that line right there. And then what I really want to do is focus on this level right here at 006. And this is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So I'm not saying this will happen, but just kind of illustrate the point about how the big picture is still totally in the bulls' control. Let's say that the price actually pulls back to 006. Again, not saying this will happen, but just for example's sake. So the price comes down here, bounces around, and then starts to head back up. What would you have in this perspective from the grand scheme of things viewpoint? Well, you'd have a set of lows there. You'd have this base right there. You'd have this base down there. If you picture each one of those as stair steps, well, what do you have? Emphasis on big picture. Well, from the big picture perspective, you'd still very clearly have stair steps heading in the upwards direction. And that's the name of the game. That's what a truly strong move is going to do over time. It's going to make progress forward. So yeah, today, think about that word. Today, 1 day. Yeah, the price has pulled back a little bit. But looking at multiple days here, the bulls still have plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. And that's the name of the game. That's what you want to see. And like I said, the bulls are, that's still a very, I don't want to say easy because nothing is easy in the world of trading, but that's still a very realistic thing for the bulls to do, is to be able to build that higher base. So that's definitely priority number one, building those higher stair steps. So we'll see if the bulls can continue to do that or not. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.